Hi, my name's Kurt Steiner, and I don't know if this is the correct phone number, but I talked with a fellow who used to be an old pro ball pitcher, and he had a fix on a place where there might be some good skipping stones, and I forgot everything he told me except what I thought he said was, my number's easy to remember, it's 837-BILL. So I'm calling 837-BILL. And if this is the guy, and you still want to share that information with me, you can get me at 837-7147. Thanks.
I mean, I'm figuring if we load one of those bags up and it's 80 to 100 pounds and we get 4 of those, we try to fill that 4. We try to get 4. It's 400 pounds, what, 4 or 5 times a year? Plus what we just have laying around, so like a ton. Is that right? 400 pounds of shot times 5. Yeah. Yeah, we probably pick up a ton of stones a year.
Is this sort of like a romantic getaway for you guys?
No, I don't think so. No, we really don't have a romantic getaway place, I don't think.
That dog's exhausted. She just won't give up.
Well, first, this crate of rocks, right, represents just what I would say, this is raw collection. This is just how I picked it up off the beach. You know, so it's pre-sorted, because I'm only picking up good ones. But I know everything in here is pretty good in one way or another. So what I do is I go through and I separate rocks by type and quality and size. And I don't know, guys, you know, it ain't right how much time I spend doing this. It ain't right. I will actually spend a day here and there, like doing some weightlifting to get my leg strength up and doing a lot of documentation of my practices with video and audio and reviewing that. My leg drive and my trunk twist and my arm swinging all add up. And it's really not that hard to do. Just basically go, go. Go on the leg, go on the twist. But anyway, I can really feel like I get my whole power into the rock, which is the thing I've been trying to do for years. To answer your question, I spend enough time to interfere with my life.
Yeah, this is my dedication to Kurt and Russ loosely, so, you know, it's not too corny. Jim Thorpe and Babe Ruth are alive today, but they're not playing football and baseball. They're out skipping stones. Yeah, that's right. They're coming out of the factory and off the mountain to breathe the clean, fresh air and contemplate the water's rhythm. They have built the mountain one stone at a time, and with a bucket of rocks, they put a turbo on a leisurely day out in the river, pond, or lake. Kurt didn't like the turbo part, but it's my book.
The two people who are the most competitive are absolutely Russ and Kurt. Like, they've been going back and forth for over a decade. And I learned from just watching them that I don't want to get competitive about this. I don't want it to be a competitive thing about me versus someone else.
Competition's good, and if that brings out the best in them and even others, hey, I'm all for that. But I've never had the world record taken away from me.
Kurt Mountain Man Steiner and Russ Rock Bottom Byars have a running competition. Kurt's the former record holder, Russ is the current record holder, and they just go back and forth. I think it's fun. You know, it's a nice friendly competition, but it's a rivalry, and it's okay.
You know, the numbers were 20s. And 20 was a huge skip. You know, 25 was a giant skip. Kurt did a 40 in a competition. What did that do? I mean, that's just like, what? He skipped the stone 40 times. That's unheard of. You know, and then you just got me this like, well, hell, if he could do it, I could do it.
There is a funny story about 10 years ago or more even, when Russ was just coming on the scene and he was really starting to get good. I gave him a rock. I said, here's some, some good rocks will help you throw better. And then he proceeded to beat me in the tournament with that rock. And he took first place, So I was like, okay, we have to draw lines as to who we share with.
I beat Kurt for the first time ever in the stone skipping tournament in Franklin. And I said something, and it was like just to the effects of like, it just takes, like one lucky throw. And he said something back like, yeah, that was a lucky throw. And I turned to my friend and I was like, oh, and that'll cost him the world record.
This is a sanctioned event to try to break the Guinness Book of World Records. The participant is Russ Byars, and he's going to go for 40, 45 throws.
Yeah, 450.
You lose your crown and you start thinking, well, who's to blame? And okay, it's that guy. Now, I thought we were having a friendly competition and being all chummy about it. Now he's got the world record, I would be stupid, to think that he wasn't ultimately going to try because he had the talent to do so.
Getting the record wasn't as exciting as you think, just because it took time. But, I looked at everything that's come out of it. And it's been a lot, The Topps baseball card. Japan invited me over for a TV show. I went right to Paris right after that. You saw I got that Ripley thing. They drew a picture of me throwing off of that one picture at the river. And it's kind of that, cartoonish, that cartoonish picture, and that's really cool. And then there's a crossword puzzle in the LA Times. That is, that's really neat. I don't really ever think about it until somebody brings it up. I don't even have it hanging up right now. If somebody wants to see it, I gotta go, I gotta find it. It is cool to have it.
Not everybody is rewarded equally according to their quality of contribution. Well, you guys, for an example, the first thing you did was find Russ's name and go to him first, right? That's across the board. Russ, I believe, had paid trips to France, China, Las Vegas, but it was about the offer he had just received to skip, I think possibly for Discovery Channel, against a robot. It was annoying, aggravating, angering, and it kicked me into what I've been waiting for. My whole persona, if you will, is built around the scientific approach, right? The scientific method of stone skipping. If one person did a little bit of digging, they would have seen, you know what? Yeah, Russ is the #1 guy, but this other guy talks so much more about robots and physics and all this stuff. Maybe he ought to be there too, right? I mean, Russ can have France and he can have China, but I really should have had the robot. That's all there is to it. I have something extra yet to do for stone skipping. And if I'm going to do that, having the record is almost like sine qua non. Is that the term? You know? You gotta have it or nothing else follows. So I'm gonna take it, or try to the best of my ability. I kind of have a double or a quadruple life. And so I'm not sure I'm gonna let this stuff go to print, as they say, but I'm gonna show you guys some of these other lives that normally get buried publicly. And the first stop here is a small one, but 2 of my tires leak air and I have to get air in the tire every day. I just want this tire to get me through the summer before I spend, $20 getting a new one mounted. Every tire I've ever bought was a used tire pulled out of the garbage. I think it was the extra weight of the rocks that popped the cord on it though, but so now we're good for another 24 hours. And I'm doing good. I still got $130 for the month. So this is the upscale place in town. Like everything in here is double what it costs across the street. All right, excuse me. So here you're going to see, upper middle class. It's kind of sad when you're like embarrassed to go to a grocery store because you feel like you're getting judged, Like here. See that? Organic raisin bran, $1.85 for 14 ounces is not too bad. So I'm gonna grab 3 of those. Those mashed potatoes have been languishing for weeks. Good enough. EBT. $5.50. It's an EBT. It's crazy that the world is run by crazy people, and I can't just reach out and fix that. I'm like a guy with like 10 Facebook friends, and I don't write to any of them. And I don't tweet, and I just got a cell phone for the last time 6 months ago. But I've skipped a hell of a lot of rocks. It's time now to maybe skip a few less rocks and maybe talk to a few more people and see if they are also interested in skipping rocks. This is a malnourished culture. This is nutrition. It never occurred to me through all my childhood that anybody would try to skip a number of skips, a lot of skips. For me, what you did when you skipped rocks was you tried to jump over things and skip down wave troughs and try to make it land in a strong wind and all that kind of stuff.
Yeah, that's cool. That's cool.
Any little body of water of any kind becomes something I have to try out, And I have a whole list of these things in my head that I've been accumulating for years and years that I want to just go crash. One of these days, I'm just gonna take like 10 grand and just go skip everywhere I want. And if I get fined for it, I'll just pay the fee, you know, or spend the night, you know. But like, I mean, how do you not skip a rock like in the reflecting pool in DC, you know?
Shit, I'm hooked.
About 10 national and international skippers will compete in the professional divisions, including last year's champion, Max Top Gun Steiner.
Oh, they changed your name.
The event is staged by the Mackinac Island Stone Skipping and Grappling Club. Not bad on the second page.
The Frank Beckman Show, News Talk 760 WJR.
Hello, Eric.
Hello, Frank. It's always good to talk to you, and thank you for having us on your show again this year.
Max, what's the secret, my friend?
The secret is you just got to grip it and rip it. You throw it as hard as you can and see how far it can go.
What's the all-time record? You hold it, don't you, Max?
I don't hold it currently. The record right now is 51, but I have sent a skip into Guinness right now, and they're reviewing it. I can't tell you what it is right now, but...
Why not?
All we can say right now is he's way up there in numbers. We have to, Guinness won't let us say until it's confirmed what that number is, but we may have a new Guinness record holder. And we were lucky enough that the current Guinness Book record holder, it was his camera and his video, and you even hear him on the tape go, uh-oh, I think my record was broken.
When you depart the vessel on Mackinac Island, you will be approaching a very busy main street. Turn to the right, and you'll be heading to the heart of downtown. Enjoy your stay here on Mackinac Island. Please watch your step, and we will see you on your return trip.
Russ! I've got that paperwork now. I can hit you up on camera here. This is that he used his camera and videotaped Max in Franklin, Pennsylvania on August 23rd, 2013 at 2 p.m.
Holy cow. This is supposed to be stone skipping.
Russ, did he just sign your Guinness form?
Oh.
Good luck, my friend.
Russ, he's helped me a lot in this sport. Ever since I was 12 years old, he was giving me stones, telling me how to throw it, giving me little techniques on what to do. The biggest one that I've taken from him is the grip it and rip it method. He said just grip it as tight as you can, put some spin on it, and just throw it as hard as possible. I think he wants me to get it so he can take it back from me. I think he's sitting on something that he knows that he can beat his own record again.
I have this thing about tradition and turf. See, that's the thing. Even if Max breaks the record, I don't think it's his Max. No pun intended, right? You don't try to set the world record until what you're presenting to the world is the best you really feel you could ultimately be. And I don't think, you know, the kid's there yet, which is scary because, you know, if his base level is like 60 or 70, well, look out, right? But he should have gotten up to the look out stage before he went like, ta-da.
Hi, young man. Can I help you? And your hometown is? Just one of you? You plan on winning? Okay. All right. Your name? You know what you win?
Yeah, the traditional prize, you know, for stone skipping's Fudge. Skip stones for Fudge. Who makes a shirt like that, you know? My mom did. She made that shirt. That's my tradition. If you're just going to hold an event where people skip stones, you know, go ahead. That's not what I'm in this for.
If you need anything signed, just pick it up. They will sign it. Russ Rockbottom Byars is here. He is the Guinness Book record holder in the blue.
I want to hear what the tricks are because he gave you some tips.
Just spin it. Take a little one just in case things aren't going good. Throw it sidearm and keep your finger right on it. Hey, if you win any Fudge using my stones, I get 25%. I'm just letting you know that. There you go. Thank you.
The amateur division will be closing here in a couple minutes, so if you have a scorecard, finish it up and bring it to the scorer's table.
Well, the water's kind of rough, it's kind of windy, but the sun's perfect. And if you can catch the wake, if you play the waves with the ferry boats coming in, it'll be a good day. It'll be a good day.
So how do we really judge a stone skipping? It's not super scientific, but I think that we like that it's not super scientific, you know, and we just trust on average that our group of 5 people is going to get it right.
Okay, all professionals down by the water, judges down by the water. Our first skipper is up. There you go. A lot of pity pats at the end. Not bad, Michael Jumper. 18 and 18. Russ, rock bottom. Byars! Oh, it hit a fish! We have a 7 on that, a 7. Max is up next. Whoa! Whoa! That's why he's called Top Gun. 20, he's just taking the lead. Next up is Mike Alibi. The winner of the Mackinac Island Stone Skipping with a 26, Mike Airtight Alibi.
How the hell you get off the street? I just found out the night before we came up, my mom's neighbor called and said that she had left an ambulance the day before, and the light was still on at the house, and I hadn't heard anything. She just really didn't want to talk about it. She didn't know what it was. She wasn't sure, but it didn't sound good. Hello? No, you come and go. I mean, I'm on Mackinac Island. It's just not good phone reception. So how long is she going to be in the hospital? Okay, so it's stage 4. Is it treatable then? Okay.
I can't stack things too high because going up to my place, everything will fall off. It bounces so bad. This is my lot right here. All this to the left. Home sweet home. Aha! Hear that? I'm alive again. It's not going anywhere now. I'm not a big possession ownership kind of guy, but it's nice to have like your own den. That's what this place is. It's the dream of dry land after a rocky sea or a stormy sea. It's promising. All right, cool. Yeah, anytime you catch me where I can pretend that all I'm doing is all there is in the world, I'm pretty cool. It's when I go places where it seems like whatever I'm trying to do in the world is meeting obstacles that I keep, I get kind of bent out of shape. Yeah, that's pretty honest, I think. My mention came out in the 2005 50th anniversary golden edition, which was just kind of a cute coincidence. Most ducks and drakes. Ducks and drakes is kind of the old school Northern European name for stone skipping. Record for the most consecutive skips of a stone on water is 40. You know, held by me, set in Franklin, September 14th, 2002. Here's a photocopy of the original 2002 Guinness certificate, right? Now everybody, you know, hold your hats. I'm hoping to have this exact same thing, you know, but to have this number here like upgraded, like to double that. Okay, like a minimum double. We're going for minimum double of that. Did you get that? My first attempt at the record was in July of 2013, and I skipped on what they call the reservoir ponds at Presque Isle in Erie. And I built these big risers thinking that would help to capture my video. You know, they're 4 feet up. So I had some angle, but it still wasn't enough to make me confident that anybody counting those skips would do a good job. All right, this is Red Bridge. This is the Allegheny Reservoir. This is my second choice because it was overhead, and I knew it would work because I had done one practice with a camera here before, and you could see pretty clearly the definition of each skip. So I tried it here, and it worked great. You know, it was 11 in the morning. It was windy at first, but then it went calm. And then I had about 5 or 10 skips in a row that were all like really beautiful. And I just went through and finally, you know, it took me days of looking at frame by frame to pick out the one that looked really good. And that's the one I am about to submit.
Is now the time for you to watch that?
Oh, I'll watch it. I mean, I love watching a good skip. Pull it up, let's go. Wow. How far was that? You know what I mean? That's a nice skip. You just have to slow that down, you know, and keep inching the frames. Does it leave the frame for a second?
Looked like it.
You know, but but that shouldn't matter on the skips. You should be able to tell by the, you know what I mean? It looked like the stone man left, but the pattern's still on the water. You know what I mean? I mean, that's a great skip. You know, and it's hard to get on film. You know that I just don't. You know, if he can get it in, God bless him. I see some procedural problems with getting that in.
Hey, how you doing?
You still on?
Oh yeah, it's fine.
These guys are going to be watching us.
All right, yep, sounds good.
All right, this morning we're here with Dr. Ron Mattis from Pitt Campus in Pennsylvania, and what we have agreed to do is sit down with my world record stone skip attempt video and come up with a consensus between the two of us on what we actually think that the skip may be.
So I have 5 so far, then I go to 250.
Right there.
And then 251 I said is another one.
This one seems actually pretty reasonable. I think I'm the only one who didn't count it. It's hard not to count that, I would have to say.
So 262 and 264 I said there were 2.
Right here. And then what's the next one?
262, 264.
Okay. Right.
So I'm saying there were 2 there, right? And then 266 I say is another one. Well, see back in there I had 4 in the 255 to 257 range.
Oh, okay.
I did too.
2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 68, 69, 70.
Today is the day that I finally submit my world record attempt at stone skipping to Guinness Records.
See, without knowing Kurt's number, and he's not telling me, and I'm not telling him, who knows where it's going to land. I mean, either one of them could get it. But if Kurt has not mailed his paperwork in, I'm telling you, hands down, there's a new Guinness record holder.
I'm anxious just because there's a lot of people that remind me about it. People at work are starting to call me Skipper because I'm a stone skipper. So I got that nickname. But yeah, it's kind of nerve-wracking too, because like if I don't get it, then I will just like, what are the people gonna think, you know? But it's all in Guinness's hands right now, so we're just waiting to hear back.
Fuck, does that hurt? Oh, God. I'm so stiff all over, man. Oh, I hit my finger off my arm. Oh, that hurt. I was tearing these computers down, taking the drives out of them. They're my mom's computers, and I had a wire in there, and I grabbed the wire. It was on an LED or something. It was the last wire on the power supply, and I went to snap it off, and when I came up, I took the end of my finger right across the sharp edge of the computer case and cut it off. You know, I mean, it's like you could just see just the tip of the bone, you know. So I got the whole damn tip of this finger, the throwing finger. So now this is the new throwing finger. This will defeat everybody.
Whether he admits it or not, the stone skipping thing defines him. It's who he is. You know, he holds the record right now, and that's something he's very proud of. So all these little setbacks, he's had a bad couple years with his ankle. He's got PMR, and that attacks his joints. Now the finger, and you know the things he's doing have to be done. I mean, he has to help his mom. There's things that are just like stacking against him. So I'll just hope for the best for him.
It's like rheumatoid arthritis, but it's just too many. You just get inflamed. You get inflammation going. You just don't. You know something's off. But the other day I realized it because I was going down the steps, and every time I put my leg down the step, my knee would wobble like it's trying to give out. It just weakens you. You can't put stuff over your head, and you know you'll go up the steps. You'll have to go up either sideways or push on your knees when you go up. And so it flared up the other day, and then I kind of got it back down, but it just sucks. Just makes everything hard.
Scientific American, electric cures. I was reading this article on shock medicine. Stimulation of the nervous system could replace drugs for inflammatory and autoimmune diseases. And I was like, I read this and I was like, by God, this is Russ. This is Russ. This would fix him. It's just like your best friend, and I don't know, you're skiing or something, and he gets tired and can't do another run down the slope. You know, the point is you got to go together or you don't go.
How's your mom's chemo treatment going?
I mean, I hate to say this. I just don't see her. I don't see her getting any better than she is right now. I don't know. Her memory's real bad. I mean, like hours and hours, she forgets what we just talked about. So I told her it was getting frustrating, but being that she was dying, I'd forgive her. Well, you guys want to throw some? Hey, Mom, it's me. It's like 6:30. I was calling you. The tournament's tomorrow, so I was just calling you to tell you that I'm sorry you're not going to be there. That's going to kind of suck. First one you missed, but I'll let you know. Well, I'll probably, my shoulder's not too good, so I'll probably lie to you about the results and tell you that I won anyway. Talk to you later. Love you. Bye.
These are my practice rocks, and they're very high quality. I only use them for tournament warm-up. And these are, I'm only allowed to throw them in a tournament, you know? And they're like—
Tell me why.
Because they're too good, they're too rare. You know, it's a pretty good throw.
Kurt, no relation, Steiner.
Eric.
How are you?
Good to see you.
Good to see you.
I heard Max is not here. Am I wrong about that?
He could not get in.
Shit.
We were going to fly him through on the red eye last night.
Yeah.
And it just, the whole timing, it just couldn't pull it off. It just wouldn't work.
Well,
He's
that's
so bummed out.
It is the missing ingredient right now.
Oh, say does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the brave?
All right, Franklin, let's hear it. This is it. This is the professionals. Mike, airtight alibi, the gentleman that won Mackinac Island this year. Mike has skipped in every Great Lake. He has skipped over Niagara Falls. No, had too big of an arc at the end. Come on, skip stones for Fudge, my friend. Russ Rock Bottom Byars, the current Guinness Book record holder with 51 skips. A hometown favorite boy, definitely skip stones for Fudge right here. There it goes, there it goes, there it goes. It's still going, that's it. What will the score be for Russ Rock Bottom Byars? A 23 just took the lead. Kurt Steiner, former Guinness Book record holder, the Mountain Man. Nice, 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 nice. It's still going, it's still going, it's still going, it's still going. He's definitely come strong. Let's see what the judges are gonna say. Will they give him a good score or will they not? Judges, a 27, a 27, nice job. Next up is the Black Lab, Paul. Drew from the Great White North. Ladies and gentlemen, here we go. Come on, Drew. Nice! Nice! That thing is still going. It is still going. It is still going for Canada, folks. There it is, right there from Canada. That was outstanding. That was outstanding. A 34. A 34. Oh my God, that was unbelievable. Spider-Man, you're up next. Winner of last year's tournament right here, folks. The Pennsylvania champion. Hey Dave, just one thing. Right now, the Great White North has it. We cannot let the trophy go over the border here right now. It's right here. You need it, Dave. There it is, there it is. Whoa! Oh my God, it's still going. Nice skip. Nice skip. Now let's see what the judges have to say on this. A 38! A 38! A 38!
We feed off each other.
Mhm.
But you know what else? These guys feed off each other.
Sure.
You know what I'm saying?
Sure.
So there's a certain amount of pride you can take in that.
Yeah, absolutely. When it's all over and I can't skip anymore, or I'm not any good, or I can't compete, I want to look back and say, I had a hand in that.
Right. You're right.
A man from Grosse Pointe Woods is officially in the Guinness Book of World Records.
It's a record-setting mark of 65 skips.
Wow. No way you say. Well, there's video to prove it.
And Maxwell Steiner from Grosse Pointe Woods, you can see here, 65 times he did it this summer.
Max isn't sure what's next for him. Maybe an instructional video or even a book about skipping rocks.
Well, you learn something every day that skipping rocks is actually an art, and now you're in the Guinness Book of World Records for it. So congratulations, thanks.
It's not fair that I would get upset with people who move faster than I do and who are more aggressive about knocking down their pins, you know. But really it's an internal frustration that I don't have what it takes to move at that pace. There are people like me who don't fit in the world as it is. Do you know why I even want the world record? It's to be heard, right? If I have the record, there will be a time when I will stand up in front of some audience and get to say something, and they will be captive. And it's an opportunity that I haven't really had in life. My 15 minutes.
My mom she was diagnosed in July, and it just went so fast. It was harder than I thought it would be, you know, you take care of her and watch her go, and, you know, it's tough to lose, you know. Even though, like, we weren't, like, super tight people, but, you know, it was hard. I mean, there was some arguing, and, you know what I mean? I was like, I don't like this either, you know, but she's kind of loosened up, you know what I mean? So we had fun, and, you know, as much as we could, I think we had a good time. I'm not going to say it's going to be a better year, because every time I do that, it just turns out fucked up.
The most consecutive skips of a stone on water is 88 and was achieved by yours truly at Redbridge, PA, September 6, 2013. There it is. I guess that is what you would call the closing parenthesis of a hell of a lot of work and obsession.
How does that feel?
How does it feel
when you say you're going to do something and then you do it.
その世界一はアメリカ・ペンシルベニア州にいた。一見仙人風のこの男性、人は彼を水切り界の王様と呼ぶ。王様の記録はなんと88回。世界一の水切り名人だ。もはや常人のなせる技ではない。その偉業を収めた伝説の映像がこちら。もう一度ご覧いただこう。水面を滑るように跳ねていく石、この時点で17回。しかしこれはまだまだ子供の遊びレベル。その後細かく石は跳ね52回、世界記録の51回を更新してしまったのだ。しかしまだ終わらない。ついには驚異の記録88回を叩き出した。
You know, it started with the record and with the, ended without it. So, I don't know. Everything changes. But, I kind of look at it like it's a good thing. I have a different opportunity now. You know what I mean? I'm not being chased. There's no pressure on me to do anything. And I mean, that number's so big, 88's just huge. You know, I told Kurt that's like double infinity, you know. He didn't beat 65 by 2, or like he didn't do just 70. I mean, he crushed the newest record. So it's gonna take 100 for anything spectacular. What he did spectacular, you're gonna have to hit 100 for anything else spectacular to happen. So I think about that. You know, is it possible? And if it is, you know, I'll definitely give it a try. That's pretty cool, isn't it? You want to fly it now? I know you do.
Yeah, that's cool. That's cool. I'm just looking at these clouds. These are kind of cool.